Hello and welcome to Body Talk, the podcast that helps keep you healthy with great conversations. Today, we're going to be talking with who's turned out to be a really good friend of mine, a physician out of Utah that actually stopped practicing and went into the scientific product development aspect just because he thought he could impact more people. And when you learn about his latest creation, I think you're going to think that was a really good decision on his part. And what we're going to be talking today about is Body Pro's new 3-second salad. You know, your mother told you to eat your vegetables, your doctor tells you need to get more fruits and vegetables, but then life comes at you fast and you find out that convenience is the number one product in this world, and you'd rather drive through a restaurant than to go home and eat right. And so what is a solution that can help offset today's lifestyles for those people that aren't getting enough fruits and vegetables? And the statistics are staggering. And Dr. Morris, when we were sitting down talking about this product, you told me some amazing statistic, like 9 out of 10 people aren't getting the 5 to 7 recommended fruits and vegetables a day. How is that number even possible? 9 out of 10 people aren't getting enough of the good stuff in life.
You're exactly right, and I'm glad to be on here today to talk about this. Yeah, it's like 1 in 10 Americans. It's like 90% of the country is not getting the phytonutrients, fruits and vegetables that they need. And it's because we become this fast-paced, drive-through mentality. It's not necessarily our fault. It's just the way things have evolved.
And that statistic probably relates to adults. I can't even imagine what it is for children. I have 6 kids. I can't imagine, that's part of the parent guilt is you send your kids to school and they get like a Pop-Tart. You're wondering, how do I get nutrition into these kids' lives when they're at school eating out of vending machines and out of the school cafeteria? But one of the things that I wanted to talk about is, so this conversation is going to be around the phytochemicals or the phytonutrients that are found in fruits and vegetables. So we're not talking vitamins and minerals like we've heard our whole life. We're talking about phytonutrients. And could you just tell our audience maybe a brief description of what is a phytonutrient and why is it important?
So phytonutrients are, you're right, they're different than your typical vitamins and minerals and things that we typically think of. They consist of, there's thousands of them. Polyphenols, proanthocyanins, catechins, multiple different antioxidants, basically. And that's what they serve to do, is to be an antioxidant, promote health, particularly cardiovascular health, and a lot more.
People have really come to the realization that they need to take responsibility for their own health. They know they need to be eating more fruits and vegetables. And so you are the catalyst behind this new product, 3-second salad. We had a lot of conversations about this, and the fruit and vegetable juice cap has been on the market for several years now. You see it all over social media. You may have bought one in the past. The one thing that I didn't want to create is another fruit and vegetable juice cap. I wanted to be able to have a story. How do we take today's nutritional discoveries, today's technology, and adapt it into a product that can better perform and deliver phytonutrients to your body? And I think one of the most impressive parts of this product is that 1 serving, which is 3 capsules, delivers a phytonutrient equivalent of 10 servings of fruits and vegetables to your body, but it delivers it in a really unique way.
So we call it AMES, AMES, Advanced Micro Encapsulated System. And basically what we're doing is we're putting these phytonutrients in tiny little beads. Part of the problem is when you eat fruits and vegetables, a lot of those phytonutrients get destroyed in the stomach acid, and they never make it to the place where actual absorption occurs, which is the small intestine. But we've been able to show that with these beads, this delivery technology that we have, that we're able to get over 65% of those phytonutrients down into the small intestine, which is unheard of.
That's where all the real nutrition is absorbed, in that 12 feet of small intestine. One of the best-selling fruit and veggie juice caps out there, they tell you need to take 6 capsules. And no matter how many you take, if they're hitting that stomach acid, they can't really tell you how much is going to get into the small intestine where the real absorption takes place.
In order to get 10 servings of phytonutrients, you would have to eat an exorbitant amount of fruits and vegetables. Isn't feasible for the average person.
Well, you know what's interesting is I actually Googled what is healthier, fresh or frozen vegetables. And I was really surprised. I was surprised by the answer. Literally, frozen vegetables delivers more nutritional content than something you would go buy at a grocery store. And that surprised me because the process that 3 Second Salad utilizes is freeze-dried and drum-dried processing of vine-ripened fruits and vegetables, 16 different sources. I don't think there is a stronger phytonutrient supplement on the market when you take a look at 3 Second Salad and what it delivers. And the biggest part of the story, in fact, I love how the 3, you can see through the 3 here. You actually see the capsules with the little beadlet technology in there. We're really the only fruit and vegetable juice cap out there that actually is saying we're going to deliver 65% of those phytonutrients. Those 10 servings of fruits and vegetables, 65% plus will get through the stomach acid and get into the small intestine. And then in your genius, you decide to add a special blend of 5 digestive enzymes.
Exactly. Yeah. So we've included papain, bromelain. Those are both naturally derived from fruits. Amylase, the body naturally makes, but some people don't make enough, and it's used to digest carbohydrates. Cellulase is another one. And then protease, which is, once again, something we make naturally, but a lot of us don't make enough of it. And it digests proteins. It helps you digest and absorb these phytonutrients in a better manner. On top of that, we've included in there a trace mineral blend that contains all the necessary minerals for proper cellular function.
Some of the reports that I've heard from people that are taking 3 Second Salad when they take 1 capsule with their meal, so they're taking 3 a day. The digestive enzyme blend is actually helping them digest their food on top of digesting the phytonutrients that's in this product. So it was kind of an interesting side story that really wasn't intended, but a lot of people are enjoying that benefit of it. Now, one of the things, like I mentioned, parent, 6 kids, one of the things that you came up with was in the beadlets to be able to incorporate monk fruit and stevia into that blend so that kids that can't swallow pills, parents can open up a capsule. Each capsule is 3 1/3 servings of fruits and vegetables. And so every time you open up one of those capsules, sprinkle it over the toast that the kids have for breakfast or over their cereal, you're giving them 3 1/3 servings of fruits and vegetables. And I thought that was just an ingenious, and especially like elderly parents that might have trouble swallowing pills or things like that, clever way to get nutrition into people's bodies.
They don't taste bad at all. Because we put that natural stevia and monk fruit in there, it sweetens the beadlet. Yeah, it makes it much more palatable. You don't have to swallow a capsule. You know, a lot of the products on the market buy like 2 large bottles. You know, ours, it's 1 small bottle you got right there. The other products, 6 capsules a day, and it's powder, and it's just not good. Ours, it's 3 capsules. Really a novel product.
There's really not a product on the marketplace. And so here we are, coming into the market with a brand new fruit and vegetable juice cap. Takes about 3 seconds to be able to enjoy 10 servings of fruits and vegetables. Hence the name. You mentioned the one product out there with you buy 2 big bottles, you take 6 capsules a day.
Yeah.
We're not the most expensive juice cap out there on the marketplace, but we definitely are the only ones that can say, hey, we deliver nutrition into the small intestine like nobody else does. What kind of fruits and vegetables and how are they processed? And what kind of quality assurance steps does this formulation go through?
That's a really, really good question. And the defining, I guess, point of this is these fruits and vegetables come from over 1,300 acres of farmland in the United States.
Domestically grown.
Yes. Yep. The company is still family owned, and they've been in business for 160 years, growing fruits and vegetables and manufacturing these types of extracts. I mean, some of the things that are in there is grapeseed, wild blueberry, raspberry, cranberry. As far as vegetables go, we've got broccoli, spinach, kale, and many others that they're just full of, like I said, phytonutrients. Very good for you.
But I noticed onion too. I'm a Ukrainian, and so onions, I think onions and potatoes are the staples of our diet. Why would you put onion in there?
Onion is as much as we don't necessarily sometimes like the smell or the taste, it is packed with phytonutrients. The other thing too, it's packed with sulfur, and sulfur is a key molecule in virtually every aspect of the body.
So this is a family farm, and they raise this produce. I didn't even know this about the raw materials. Quality assurance testing. I've seen some footage about the processing. I mean, super impressive.
Third-party testing. You can trace it literally from the farm to our capsule. They've got it down to a science. 160 years.
Hey, Doc, one closing comment. You know, a month's supply of a 3-second salad is about $80 plus shipping. Not the most expensive fruit and vegetable juice cap out there, not the cheapest, but you know, we understand that things are tight. In fact, when you and I were going back and forth on the ingredients, you mentioned, I don't know if you remember this, you said, why don't you just do 5 servings of fruits and vegetables? Because, you know, the government recommends 5 to 7 servings of fruits and vegetables. And for some reason, I wanted 10. I was like, no, we need to give these people maximum ultra premium quality. One of the things that we understand is if you can only afford to take 1 a day, you're still getting 3 1/3 servings of fruits and vegetables. And one bottle will last you 90 days. In the environment that we're in right now, you need to have maximum protection to your body's 37 trillion cells out there. And this product will absolutely help you deliver just that. You know what's expensive is, and we've all learned this, is when you get sick. That's expensive. In the month of January, we are offering, for every person that purchases a 3-second salad, we are offering them a trial pack of another product that you helped be the lead scientist on and develop, which is Happy and Skinny. You will fall in love with this product, and we should do a podcast on this product because it's 3.
We should.
It's 3 products in one. It's a nootropic, that's the happy parts, where you have taken these, and nootropics are these natural ingredients that affect the way you feel. Saffron, it is just this amazing ingredient. A radiant skin blend, and there are 5 grams of type 1 collagen, biotin, hyaluronic acid, plant source silica, 2,000 IUs of vitamin D3, just an amazing formula. And then the last part of the formula is something called Munchie Control, 4 grams of collagen with a succulent called Hoodia, which has a lot of folklore benefits to it. For the month of January, if you buy a bottle of 3-second salad, and this is the $30 value, you get a free trial pack sent along with it. Both of them will come to your door. Only for the month of January, though. I can't afford to do it any longer than that. So if you're thinking about the importance of phytonutrients, adding it to your body, now is the time to be able to do that.
The only thing I would add is Happy Skinny tastes wonderful. You're going to want to drink it all
I have the pina colada right here. It is
I mean, it's a really good formulation.
So, Doc, if you were going to take a fruit and vegetable juice cap, which one would you take?
Oh, well, I mean, 3-second salad.
Is there any, in your professional opinion, is there another fruit and vegetable juice cap that's even close to this on the marketplace?
No, there isn't. I mean, like I said, the rest of them are going to be powders in capsules, and they're going to get destroyed in the stomach. And if they're not that, it's a powder that you got to put in a drink that tastes nasty. There just really isn't anything out there like this.
All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you being on this podcast. Looking forward to talking to you again soon. Team,
Same.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for having conversations that can make a positive difference in people's lives. Thank you for doing what you do.